Hello grade 4s, Miss Rebecca Kirabo here and all ready to take you through the English grammar lessons for September. Now we shall be focusing on commas with coordinating conjunctions. One thing, are you ready to go on this journey with me? Let's hop in! A comma is a punctuation mark that gives us a pause in a sentence. Now there will be a time when you need to put just a pause in your sentence, and that's where a comma comes in. And where else do we need to use a comma? We can use a comma when we are writing our list. Yeah, and then calendar dates. Where else? When we are writing our figures, our numbers. Maybe when you are going to another state, you'll also need to write the name of your state with a comma plus a province. We shall also be looking at coordinating conjunctions. Now, whenever we are looking at that, we have a specific acronym that comes into my mind. Now, this one would be, fun boys. Now, let us see how we shall be using fun boys to connect and join sentences, because I know you remember what conjunctions are. Conjunctions are those words, those teeny-weeny words that we use to link and join words, sentences together. Let's hop in and let's see how we can use it. Are you ready? Let's work with this comma when it comes to our figures. Now remember, the direction in which you use to apply your comma matters a lot. Now on the board here, come with me. I have two examples. You can look at these numbers. And we are going to apply the comma. And remember, the direction matters. And we are going to start from the right. So count with me 3 digits and then we apply a comma. Let's count together. 1, 2, 3. How much is this? Yes. Those who got it, try to whisper to yourself. I think this is 10,000. Yes. Now let's look at another example. Remember, you have to count from the right, not from the left. Not from the left, but you count from the right. So let's count together. 1, 2, 3. There you go. How much is this? This makes 100,000. So now there you have it. That's how you use a comma with figures. Now let's look at coordinating conjunctions with commas in sentences. Now we shall be using the strategy, fun boys, to help us remember what coordinating conjunctions are. Now come with me, let's see, let's break it up. We have this, F for 4. Now when we use this one to give aspects for Y, instead of using because, let us use for. Now for A stands for and, in cases where we are we need to add additions to. That's why we put this word, in addition to. Then N goes for nor. Nor means and not. But for B, we are trying to put up a contrast in sentences. Maybe I like going for swimming, but I do not like going for football. Then O for or. This is where we are trying to give a choice to something. For example, you can say, choose either to move, to go either at night or go to some place during the day. Choose. Yes. Then the next one, yet. Yet is also a contrasting word. You could say, yeah, I told you to help me do something, this and that, but you didn't do it and yet you're still sleeping. Oh, come on. Yeah, now let's go to the next one. So could be used in form of showing you're trying to give a consequence to something for a given choice that somebody decided to use. Now let's look at our sentences. How do we apply this knowledge in our sentences? Now let's look at our first example. What does it say? I adore swimming. I am not good at it. So now let's look at these two clauses. Remember what a clause is, yes? Now, when we read this sentence, it is a complete one. It is telling us, I adore swimming. Someone is telling us that they like swimming. But then when we look at the next sentence, what is it saying? I am not good at it. No, okay. Is this sentence standing on its own? No, absolutely not. It's not standing on its own. It is telling us that this person depends on this. So this sentence becomes our independent clause. And what makes up the second sentence? A dependent clause. So when we are going to marry these two sentences together, we will need a conjunction, a coordinating conjunction from fun boys, and then a comma. Let's see how it will be. This is how it's going to look like. So now let's read together. Let's see how it will really sound. I adore swimming, but I'm not good at it. Yes, so we are using but because we are working with coordinating conjunctions. We are showing a contrast where somebody is saying that they like swimming, but because they are not confident enough, they are saying that they are not good at it. And we are applying a comma to show exactly that this was the first sentence because it is an independent clause, so it will require a comma at it. So let's go back to our answer. I adore swimming, comma, but I'm not good at it. Alright, let's look at our second example. This is what it says. James desires to eat hamburgers. James desires to eat pepperoni pizza. Question. How many subjects do we have in both sentences? Yeah, one subject, and it happens to be James. And look at these clauses. James desires to eat hamburgers. James desires to eat pepperoni pizza. As well as you can see, these two sentences are complete, which makes them independent clauses. And I think you remember what independent clauses are. So we will need a coordinating conjunction to marry these two sentences together with the one subject. Let's see how it is going to look like. Yeah, so this is how it is going to look like. We will say James desires to eat hamburgers, and I think you remember how this and comes about. It is the coordinating conjunction from our fan boys. Do you remember? Yeah, you should be. So James desires to eat hamburgers and pepperoni pizza. example number 3. This is what it says. I like cookies. I like apples. I like berries. Now we are looking at 3 independent clauses bearing one subject. Now, how are we going to link these 3 sentences with complete thoughts into one major sentence? Is it possible? Yeah, it is. That's the good news I have for you. So, this is how it is going to be. Voila. Yeah. Now, since we are having one subject doing the liking cookies, liking apples, liking berries, we will need a comma for these items. As you can see, they are 3 items being liked. So this is how our sentence is going to look like. Come on, read with me. We will say, I like cookies. Pause it. Apples. Pause it. And, which is a coordinating conjunction with a coordinating conjunction and berries with a stop. So now this sentence has 3 items being liked by one subject. So our sentence will be, I like cookies, apples and berries. So now this sentence, as you can see, it is different from the previous one. You could ask, how come, Miss Rebecca? How come? The difference is James was desiring only two items, and that was hamburgers and pepperoni pizzas. That's why we did not need a comma. As you can see, a comma, when you're using it for this subject here, for this sentence, it always comes before the coordinating conjunction and it doesn't come after. So now, this is the difference between these two sentences. Now, example 2 and example 3 are kind of tricky. Yeah, because when you look at these 2 sentences, they are different. Now, you'll notice that in example number 2, we are having 2 complete thoughts, 2 independent clauses, having one subject desiring 2 things. Desiring pepperoni pizza and hamburgers. So when we are uniting these 2 sentences, we will need and. So that's why we do not need a comma for this sentence. Yeah? Okay, now let's go to number 3. The example number 3, we are looking at independent thoughts done by one subject but liking different things. They are 3, and in this case, they are cookies, apples, and berries. So this is how that is why we need commas for this. So we will say, I like cookies, pause, apples, pause. Then we add our coordinating conjunction because now this subject likes 3 things and we are looking at ways to end our thought. So that's why we will need to add and berries to complete our thought. I hope you found this video really helpful, and I am so thankful that you went through this journey with me on commas with coordinating conjunctions. Here is your assignment, and I'm very sure and very confident enough, grade 4s, you can do great and hard things. See you next month.